Primordial Radio.
Primordial Radio, you have been listening to the Upvote Top 100, counting down the best tracks of 2022 as decided by you. This whole chart has been decided by you. We have had over 200,000 votes to decide this chart across the year, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So thank you to each and every one of you that has cast your vote and helped shape this chart the way in which it has been today. And what an incredible day it has been. And now we have come to the final moments, the number one song of 2022. And I am delighted now to be joined by the frontman of the band that you have picked as the best track of 2022. Joining me all the way from India, it is Jayant of Bloodywood. Dude, how are you, man?
Hey, Pete. The thing started again. See, you realize that?
We've been having some technical difficulties, but hopefully we'll be okay as we get through this. So, how are you doing right now? I know that you're getting ready for the UK tour, which is coming up. Lots of European dates as well. I'm seeing sold out posters and and all the things on the dates everywhere. That must be so hugely exciting.
Oh yes, I mean, I've told you this before. Last time when we did the tour and all, so the last time we had the interview and we were supposed to go on a tour, like people that support us, they really support us. I mean, I'm holding back vanities because it's that hardcore. So even we didn't promote this tour that much throughout the year because we were playing other shows. And now in what's today, January 24th, we started. We went through the numbers and it's majority of it is sold out. We're so happy and so thankful for this support that we've, brought in from people all around the world.
And I think it's been about 12 months since we had that conversation last year. And I remember because you were picking up, I think, your cousin from the airport, and it was just busy. You were getting ready. It was just sort of quite hectic, but a good chat. And, and so much has happened since then. Have you had a chance to just sort of take a deep breath and take stock of things since our conversation 12 months ago?
I mean, we try to take breaths between, but it's always something or the other because you have to be constantly on the move, be it preparation for the tours, be it preparation for the whatever next that is to come, be it from lives we do for our Patreon or the lives we do for people in general. I mean, we do get some moments, but it's not like that all the time, especially being like, independent, no label and all involved. So it's always like working, but we don't mind that. We actually love that. It's actually really nice to always be working in that sense, because whatever we put out, be it a tour, be it a song, this process makes sure that it's 100% us, no other machinery involved.
And I often cite you guys as an example of an independent band that has done incredibly well and is building things themselves. And of course, everyone I think understands the benefits of that. But how is that holding up? Because we were getting ready for our chat today, and like, right, we've got this, and there's the merch, and there's the visas, and all of that. Are you at a point where you're ever thinking, oh, we might need some help here?
I mean, I don't know how to put it, but this would probably the best way to put it is like, we like to make sure that everything is on point in terms of quality and quantity. We do not want people to, pay money for a substandard product, be it a merch, be it, I don't know, maybe a song that comes out, everything. We need to, because like I said, we've got so much support. It's natural that we have to do our best, that this support and love is justified. So in those terms, I mean, we do feel that sometimes like, hey, maybe a little help would be good, which we do take somewhere here and there, but we make sure like everything is approved by us before it goes out. So we're still at that stage where we like to keep doing that. Maybe eventually someday. But right now, yeah, when it becomes too hard, because there are 3 guys, so it's all of us like working on that all the time. So when it comes to a point where it's no longer like we cannot mentally do that, that's probably when we'll actually go and get real help.
Yes, yeah, and get a little bit of help in. And whilst we last spoke 12 months ago, I did speak to Raoul. I think we sort of briefly saw each other at the press then, at Bloodstock Festival. The hottest festival that I have ever experienced. Now, of course, India, is a much hotter country than the UK. But I think even from your perspective, that it looked like a hot one that weekend.
Oh yes, it was. I literally said it on stage. Like this is India right now. It worked like India, like just less brown people. that was India at that point. The amount of heat, and we had that luxury of just stepping back, and we could get into the shade, or because of the stage. Even though it was like directly, but you had some spots that you'd go back just like for a second and go back out. But I felt really bad for the people who were out there because they were trying to mosh, and there were moshes also happening. They were jumping. And I was like, if I had the capacity to give everyone a bottle of water, that would have been great. But it was just again, it's heartwarming to see that people are ready to do that for us. Like stand in that heat and just jump around and have a good time with us. But at the same time, I was legit worried that like somebody like doesn't faint or something, doesn't get dehydrated.
Yeah, because I watched Machine Head as well in the tent, and there was a thermometer, I think one of the soundies put up, and I saw it get to 41, nearly 2, and I'm asthmatic, so I was like, I'm out. I watched 2 songs of Machine Head, I was like, I'm done, I need water. So, yeah, if you're ever experiencing a festival like Bloodstock Festival last year, folks, drink plenty of water. But I think perhaps the hot weather aside, one of the coolest things about your set that I really enjoyed was clearly the amount of new people that you were performing to. There were so many people who were there who hadn't seen you guys before, and were just ready for it. So heat aside, it seemed like that was quite a memorable set for Bloodywood.
Oh yes, for us absolutely, because again it was an afternoon set, and it was hot as India at that point. Well, I wasn't, like I said, I knew like our fans are going to show up. That was there. Obviously, that we have that now, that confidence in each other that we know our fans will show up, because it's just, and like that, it's like a symbiotic relationship at this point for both of us. But I wasn't expecting that many people. Like I was positively blown away. I was like, I wouldn't stand in heat for a band, honestly, but that's also because I'm
It's difficult when you're in it. Yeah.
No, I cannot stand heat, actually. I'm like a polar bear. Even like in Delhi, I leave my house when it's a little dark to do stuff. Because I really cannot tolerate heat. Like I feel that's why I feel I'm kind of like a polar bear in that sense. So I personally wouldn't do that.
So I was going to say, you're probably quite happy to get out of India in the hottest months and get out on tour.
Oh yeah, that's what happened in 2019. I was like, this is the perfect plan. We go on tour during this time, we avoid Delhi heat, and by the time we come back, it's raining and then it's winters.
I love that. It's the complete opposite of UK psyche, which is we're always cold and it's always wet, and we do anything for a bit of sun.
Yeah, that's weird about me. I really like rain. I people generally say that they get depressed because it's gray all the time. I kind of start feeling happy because I like watching rain.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, the old adage of the grass is always a little bit greener, in a sense. Let's talk about the album Rakshak. This came out last year, and the response we had to it on the station was just absolutely phenomenal. And you're currently on the Rakshak tour, with the dates coming up and everything like that. But it seems like the response to the album, from what I could see, seemed to be bigger than anything you guys could imagine. Because obviously, there was a lot of excitement around the album because it was your first album. There had been plenty of singles out, but this was the first debut album that was coming out. And it sort of really set the stage for the year that Bloodywood had in 2022.
But the album obviously started, brought on all the work we started putting into it was post-COVID, when we were locked in our homes, and we suddenly had a lot of expectations, but a lot of fears. What if it doesn't work? Because it was totally opposite of our, the way we were doing things, that was dropping singles at a time. But then we decided to just go all in, with the faith. And like, I know I say this every time, but it's so, like, you cannot avoid this statement every time, but the people that have put this faith in us, it's unreal. Again, like, we did live streams around it because, like, it's an independent release, so we gotta, do whatever you can to promote it. And people they did not let us down. A lot of things happened behind the scenes during distribution. I mean, it's a long story, we cannot get into it, but our physical release got delayed to March. I remember March or May, I'm getting confused there. But the digital release was Feb 18th. We were on track. We could have been on the main billboards, but it didn't because a lot of sales couldn't get counted. But we did make into a lot of other billboard lists. And we also were in the UK charts as well. And that was literally just because of the fans. Like, there was that little saving grace that helped us, chart somewhere. Because it's really important as a new band,
Yeah.
So our numbers are justified, or else someone would be like, hey, they've just bought views, So it was really important in that sense also that you got to prove your mettle.
One thing I noticed as well was I don't think I'd ever seen the amount of reaction videos out at the same time when the album dropped. It must be pretty cool, like, to see some of the reaction videos, because you're literally watching people, jamming and vibing on your music through those reaction videos.
I love watching reaction videos on our music, like, really, because I know which parts that I'm expecting a reaction at. But then there are parts which I never in a million years thought that there will be reaction and I get to see them. Plus, there was a time when I could see all the reaction videos. I used to actually see whatever I used to get. Now, at the pace they're coming out, I cannot keep up. So I'm actually pretty happy about that.
Nice. So, 2 tracks got into the top 100, and as I said, the way in which we track the top 100 is every song that's played on the station has the opportunity to be voted on up or down. Every member gets a single vote, and then we compile that list to a top 100. Dana-Dan got to number 5, and Aaj got to number 1. So first of all, from myself, all of us here at Primordial Radio, a huge congratulations, man. This chart is uncompromising. Honestly, the amount of weeks where you will have Slipknot and Machine Head, and in comes a new independent band and just topples them off like nobody's business. This is one of the hardest charts to top. So huge congratulations, dude.
It literally, when I got that mail, your Aaj is at number 1 and Dana-Dan is on spot 5, really did blow my mind. And specifically, even now, when you explained me before the interview started, like, how you do this, I was like, oh my, like, I couldn't register it properly. Because, I mean, that is real people lagging in, listening to the music on the radio, and then voting us, like, to the point now, one song is at number 1 and other is on number 5. It's, again, unreal. It all goes, we literally have no credits left on us at this point. It's just the people and just the love we get continuously. Because I honestly like being a band from India, and there are a full bunch of metal bands in India. Everyone is doing their grind. Everybody has got their own methods of doing things. We did what we had to do or what we wanted to do to, first of all, just make just a little mark or a little dent outside India. And then going on to release a debut album, and that too is getting charted, and then this happens. It's just like, there are no words, and it's not possible without the people who listen to us and who connect to us with our music. If there's a piece of F that goes with that song, I like with every song. So, I mean, it's really amazing to see that not only that the feeling is mutual, like, and now there is literally physical evidence that it's getting reciprocated in that sense. Because, I mean, you can sell merch, you can make money other ways, but these things, which is specifically how difficult it is with your radio station charts. So, I mean, I hope I'm making sense on that it's literally like you can see.
I think what it's sort of boiling down to, and I've thought about this in terms of why some bands connect and perhaps what why some bands don't. I think with Bloodywood, there is a real universal message there. So last time we talked about Dana-Dan, and that being an anti-bullying song, and I think bullying is something that many within the rock and metal community face at some point in their lives. And there's lots of other great themes behind Bloodywood's music that people really connect with, whether you are in a grey Manchester in the UK or in Delhi, India, or in Australia or the United States. There's this common bind through the music, I think, of a sense of overcoming adversity.
That is also because the music gets inspired by our lives also. Like, majority of it is just that. I'd say 99% of it is just that. In the album also is literally what we go through, what we think we should talk about, because we are going through, or we know someone who's going through it, and we see it around us that, oh, this problem that we thought was literally in just a small bubble is not actually in a bubble. The bubble is all around the planet. Everyone somewhere on this globe is going through the same problem that we are. So when we write about it, it comes from that place. The lyrics and the music, it comes from a place where we like channelize our emotion on it. The words are literally just that. And so is the music. So, I mean, that's why I think it connects with everyone. I'm really glad the message goes across and people, hear it and they join us, yeah.
So we're going to play Aaj now. Just before we get into the track and the sort of real meaning behind this, obviously you're going to be back in March for the UK tour. Loads of shows being upgraded, but also, and this is a big one, your first time playing Download Festival. Now you must be pretty excited about that. That's going to be huge, isn't it?
Yep, because I remember I don't know what year I created my Facebook profile. But I remember watching Download's lineup and thinking, and I was in school, so I was like, hey, one day I will get a job and save money and go and watch this festival. And that day never came because it's expensive to fly to UK and then see a festival and accommodation and everything, but now we're playing there. So this is how I can put it for myself. I never imagined in a million years that I would attend Download Festival like this. I knew I'd go there, but as an audience, I never thought like my first time going to Download Festival would be me playing there. That's the best way I can put it.
And on the 20th anniversary as well. I mean, Download Festival is great every year. I've been pretty much every year since 2006, and I've always had a great time. But there's no doubt, this one's going to be special because of the 20-year anniversary.
Yep. And I specifically got excited because Slipknot's going to play. I was like, yes, finally I'll get to see them.
Oh, you've not seen Slipknot before?
I'd never seen it. It's literally the top thing in my bucket list. I've been in love with that band since I was 13. Yeah, so how real this is for me. Like, I was like, this is going to happen, but I'm not going to go meet the band. I'm going to have waterworks, literally.
I love that. I think, they say don't meet your heroes and all of that sort of thing, but it's great to still...
I don't really care about that. I just do not want to be at a place.
It's great to still have your heroes and not be jaded by the whole industry and all that sort of thing, and just enjoy the music as a fan. I think it's very easy for folks who work in music or bands to...
No, I won't meet them because of me. I'll embarrass the whole band. They'll be like, wow, this beard is boring right now.
So we are going to play Aaj now. So Jayant, dude, please just tell us a little bit about this song.
So Aaj, when we were writing it, the third name for the song, the project name at that point was Journey. Because this song doesn't just talk about like, oh, you have to do great things in life. It absolutely doesn't talk about that. What it exactly talks about is, it doesn't matter what your goal is, no matter how hard your path is, you just have to be there 100% and literally screaming that I'm not giving up, I'm not going down. Or else literally this band from New Delhi, India wouldn't have been there getting the #1 spot at Primordial Radio start. This wouldn't have happened because, trust me, there were so many obstacles. My education being one of the biggest obstacles. Hey, are you going to record? Are you going to give exams? Hey, are you going to record? Or are you going to go to your, office? I literally have lied to my bosses where I was working like, hey, sorry, my motorbike's tire is punctured. I cannot make it to the office. Oh, my leg doesn't feel well, like just to go and record a video or whatever. So yeah, I've done that.
Kind of like bunking off school, but yeah, bunking off work to go and
My
record.
boss one time just
Amazing.
called me on my virtual. He was like, bro, if you're recording, just let me know. I'll make up excuses on your behalf.
So it became obvious.
He was like, I support you. Shout out to Jerry, but he was like, don't just let me know. And then just do it, please. So I was like, okay, fine, thank you. But yeah, so I had to, and everyone had to do their, fair share. And it was really tough. It gets tough, especially in an Indian household. I know this is the best example I can give in those terms for the theme of the song. So it was like nothing would have stopped us. That this was the, that's how I can say it. And we're still not there, nowhere near the goal. That's why we keep grinding.
Keep going, man. Absolutely. This is a song about keep it going, not giving up, and just to see the way in which that is paid off dividends. As I mentioned earlier, Bloodywood shows, they've been upgraded, many selling out. Back at Download Festival in June. I've been saying on air that 2022 was huge for you guys, but 2023 is going to be even bigger. And then 24, well, maybe some new music. I think that would be quite nice, maybe. What do you think, Jay?
I mean, I'll still oh my God, my brain malfunctioned literally. Yeah.
I've stumped him, folks. I've stumped him.
Yeah, yes, it did. So what I can say is, let there be mystery. We'll see.
Yes, let there be mystery. And now let's do this. Let there be Aaj, the most upvoted song of 2022, decided by you. This is your number one song. It is Bloodywood and Aaj. Jayant, congratulations. And again, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you in March, dude.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, and loads and loads of love to everyone who's listening to this and voted for us. Yeah, but thank you so much.
Primordial Radio.